Hey guys, Yankee here, and today I want to be doing a sort of a video that I know nobody's going to care about, so I'm just going to dump this out on a Friday. Today I want to be talking about Baton Relay. If you don't know what Baton Relay was, that's not really a surprise. It was basically, it was like a two-part sort of project, right? It was going to be an app that was sort of about you play a director for anime and you're like casting a bunch of voice actors, which are characters, like a bunch of voice actresses. There's not a male in there. You know how these mobile games go. Um, but the second part was it was sort of like an idol group. There were, I think, 16 girls that would be the voice actresses in the game, and then they would go do shows as idols, whatever. I don't really care much about idols, so I don't know much about that, and I don't know a whole lot about this game. But basically, the reason I even know about it is because the character designs were by uh, Wakaki Tamiki? I think that's how you say his name. The guy who made The World God Only Knows. Let me look it up real quick. God Only Knows. This is somehow already a worse video than what I normally put out. The World God Only Knows by Wakaki Tamiki. There we go. So he did the character designs. The World God Only Knows is a manga that I kind of like. I don't like the last arc, and I don't like how it ends. But I like a good chunk of the manga. And it was one of the first, like, I got into anime not too long ago, right? I saw some anime growing up, but then, sort of like 5, 6, 7 years ago now, I started really getting in and watching stuff. And The World God Only Knows, I watched all 3 seasons of that, and that was the show that sort of pushed me to go read manga. Which, again, I had read some manga growing up, but this is what sort of got me into manga, was The World God Only Knows. And so I follow him on Twitter and whatever, and I saw him tweeting about this game. I don't remember when, sometime like the end of last year. And so I went and just sort of looked at what it was. I watched some of the stuff on the YouTube channel, which I'll have a link in the description to the YouTube channel if you want to see it. I'll put links to everything here. I'll put a link to the site. I'll put a link to the YouTube channel and other stuff. But so I went and checked it out, and sort of the first thing that caught my eye about it was sort of how they were sort of advertising it, I guess. Basically, sort of the gimmick of this idol group slash game was that these were all like fresh talents. These people went through a competition or whatever. They like a trial. I don't know how to describe it, but they were basically competing for spots in these roles, and then they would get to be voice actresses and they'd get to be idols. So I assume most of the people that were here wanted to be voice actresses. And so we have 16, I believe, fresh new voice actresses, and I'm like, that's neat. Because with any sort of entertainment thing, it can get kind of like, they overuse popular voice actors, and lesser ones barely, like, it's not common for like someone new to rise, right? You get a few new faces that are then in everything, right? So here we go, 16 fresh faces. I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool, getting some new talent in. And so I'm looking at the website right now, which you can't see. I'll just have like images here going through. But from looking here, the first news on the Baton Relay site was from August 2019, so just over a year ago. Today's October 5th, and I'll put this up on Friday, which would be like the 9th, I think? Question mark. The 9th? Question mark? So in August, they announced this thing. They started showing off the characters, which you'll see through the video, because I'll have images of them up. And then we get to the beginning of the year. And again, this is half idol group, half app. The app was set to launch in March, and they were also supposed to have their first like big live event in March, like March 8th, I think. And then coronavirus happens, and that really screwed everything up, didn't it? Basically, they had to cancel in February, and then so like a week before the event happened, they had to cancel and refund everything. So then the app comes out with with the idle part just not happening, right? It was a twofold sort of franchise. We've got the app, which will promote the idols, and we've got the idols that will promote the app. Like, people that like the music and stuff will then go play the game because they like the idols, and then people that like the game will go see the idols. That's what I assume the goal here is. But the problem is, the idol part just fell through because of coronavirus. They can't have any shows. So March comes along, their concert's canceled, and it's October now, and like a bunch of stuff is still shut down. And so June rolls around. Like, the app's been out for 3 months now. Let me see if I can find the news thing here on the website. It'll be towards the top here. Let's see. June 30th, July 20th? I don't remember where. Let's see. Let's see if it's this June 30th one. And I'll translate it real quick. This video is already a mess. Even more so than usual. Come on, Google Translate this. Oh my. There we go. Translate this page. We gotta wait. We gotta wait for Google to translate it. There we go. Nope, this isn't it. This is July 1st is one of the characters' birthdays. And also they had like a bunch of like short stories and stuff, I guess, for this, which I haven't read because they're obviously not in English. But like stuff like that's kind of neat, right? They had little comics. But I can't find anything here, which means I might have to go to the Twitter. Anyway, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Basically, June comes around and they announce that the app's shutting down. It just launched in March, and they're shutting it down, and then it shuts down at the end of July. And that's it. The last news article here is from July 30th, and I think this is just a short story. And again, I didn't really care about this too much. I like that it was fresh sort of voice actresses sort of getting the spotlight, and I like the character designer, but man, it failed quick, is basically what this video is about. 3 months, and it was already axed because the idol part just couldn't work with COVID, and so everything just fell apart, and I'm kind of feel bad. Like, a lot of people worked on this. We have 16 brand new voice actresses coming in. Like, imagine sort of getting a role in this, like, yes, I want to be a voice actress. You get picked up to be in this sort of big, like, yeah, this is going to be like a big franchise, it's going to be a game, we're going to have you going and doing idol stuff. And then a year later, it was announced in August, and then a year later it was shut down, and I assume this is the end of everything. There's no news on this site since July, and I don't think they're going to bring it back. If the app shut down, then what's the point, right? Because that was it was a twofold sort of franchise they were trying to do. Idols and game to get money from you, right? So, anyway, I just wanted to talk about this because it's a mess. I did like some of the character designs. They were fine. Some of them are kind of reminiscent of some of the World God Only Knows ones. Like, there's a blonde sort of, looks like a rich girl. I guess that's the only one. That's not true. I forget what the first girl in The World God Only Knows is, but the main girl in this kind of reminds me of her. But anyway, Baton Relay, it was a mess. They couldn't do their thing. They did release a couple of albums, which are both up on YouTube right now, and I'll have links to that too. So if you want to see what the music's like, but it's just, what is this? Start Me Up is the first EP, and then the second EP I can't read because it's all Japanese, but each one seems to have a different set of the voice actresses here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16. So the first one has 7 of them, the other one has the other 9. Yes, that's how math works. So yeah, I'll have links to all this stuff in the description if you want to check it out. I wouldn't recommend getting invested in it since it's canceled already. But anyway, like, yeah, it was a mess. And I sort of feel bad for everyone involved because this was supposed to be like this big thing. This was a Sony thing. Like, Sony was working on this. This was supposed to be like this big thing they were pushing. And then coronavirus just really screwed them. Like here, the EPs came out in May. App launches in May, or in March. The 2 EPs come out in May, and then July it's shut down. It's over. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I just wanted to talk about this a little bit, because it's a mess. And I sort of feel bad. Like, people worked on that app, and 3 months later it's closed down. The girls that were here to be the voice actresses were, like, there's live streams of them. I didn't watch a lot, but they seemed happy to be there. And it's just, it's a mess. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Links to all this stuff in the description if you want to go check it out. I'll see you guys next time.